Hey everyone, this is Brian with NetPicks, author of the High Velocity Wave Trader. I want to take just a few moments and recap 3 trades from one of our recent sessions. It's going to be moderated by Mike, so you'll hear his voice. Before I get into that, I want to give you a little bit of information on the strategy and how we approach the markets each and every day. So first of all, in the High Velocity Wave Trader, we use a custom bar type. It is called a Renko Heikin-Ashi bar. This really is the main driver of our system, as when price moves, this bar type is going to move. And so the thing that we look for is trading right at the open, a very, very specific setup. We call it a 3-trader intent setup. On the chart, you're going to see our indicator, the only indicator that we have, which is our trader intent. It plots above in the case of a move down and below in the case of a move up. Now, very simply, what we are looking for at the start of the session is a 3-bar confirmed sequence. We'll then get a setup, and that is represented by the plus sign for our entry. Money management is the yellow dot. That's 80% of the way towards our fixed position, and the blue dot represents our fixed position target. Speaking of positions, we do trade a 2-position approach. And what you're going to see in today's recap is the power of our big wave position. That 2-position approach is really good for traders psychologically because the first position, our fixed position, goes for a fixed target objective. When we reach that fixed target objective, it gives you as a trader a comfortable feeling that you can sit back, relax, and let the big wave kick in and capture as much of a move as possible. We never know how much that's going to be. So anyways, let's get to the charts and the video replay. I'll come back at the end and give you a recap of the session.
Morning at 9:30. All right, we're waiting right there. There's our active window start so fast we couldn't. That was a pop and pivot. It happened in less than half a second. But this is a trade. Now we have the reversal. This would be a reversal right through those trail dots. Wow. So these are 2 trades. I'm going to slow down for a minute. Our experienced traders trade this. So we have 2 trades right here. That's the max we can take in our 5 minutes. We don't take these add-ons, but this is it. We won't enter any other trades. We're in this long right here, and that's it. This was a pop and pivot. We got our long. It didn't get to money management, but we're still in this long trade. It was pretty fast this morning. 930 traders, hopefully you mark some of these, and 931 traders, hopefully you mark some of these pivots. This is not stopped out yet. It's still active. Okay, so we're looking for money management. So we want to get to 5.1. That's what we want to get right here. We reversed on these trail dots. So we're going to offset 1 tick for our adjusted full target. That's quick this morning. All right, 931 is up. Let's go take a look. Uh-oh, where'd we go? Here we are. All right, so no setup for the 931 yet. Okay, we got a pivot up here. That's pretty high, so you have to discretionarily just take this trade. You have gotten money management while I was speaking. And full target. And we're just going. This one worked out pretty good. So 931 traders, you started off pretty good this morning, and you're just going up pretty quick again. Right, the pivot that's over here was too much of an adjustment to get in, so you would have just taken it as is. Okay, and it's just going and going. Oh, that means our 931 or 930 is probably going. So here's our stop. Did we get to money management? Not yet. Oh, yes, we did. So again, super quick. So if you got into this long, we took a little bit of heat to here, and we are simply trailing. Where are we at? Oh, we stopped out right here. Market's going fast. All right, so there is your trailer, and it got knocked out right here. Let's do some simple math real quick. So you got 50 ticks on that one, and that is a POQ1. Your max trades have already been taken. Okay, so we're not looking for anything else, but you got your POQ1. Again, everybody kind of saw this pop and pivot. So if you're newer, you saw this. It was just like within a second, it went from here to here. So you got to be aware, count to 1, see where the market's going. So hopefully you guys got in on that long. 931 traders, same spot right here. You got out right here. This short would be possible because we've only had 1 trade. So if you're looking for POQ2, you could have taken this short right here after it broke the trail dots. You would have got to money management, full target, and stopped out right here. But you got POQ1. Really quick this morning, 3 minutes. We've already traded 2 different times. Got POQ, very nice. And we got a double right here. And we have a little do right there. All right, here we go. So this would be a danger area, right, between these two, because we have 2 pivots set pretty close to each other right there. And we just set a pivot right here. So we're just going to move this guy up. And there's our blue line. It says it's our start time. So we're going to see what it's going to give us. We got a 1 count, 3 count. We'll put it right here. We got some pivot action right here. So we would just use that to adjust 0.2, it looks like. Up, reset. So those of you who are new, we got a 1 count. This bar in the opposite direction started the calculator over. So we have a 1 count to the top. Again, here would be the setup. We got lots of runway to go higher. So we'll see what happens. All right, this is our long setup. It kind of popped and pivoted. Hopefully everybody just saw that. So you probably didn't get in it. You would adjust at least 4 ticks right there. So you get in at 0.1 if you wanted to get into this trade. Okay. It's valid. I'm going to mark it. But it did kind of pop and pivot right in front of us. All right, so here's a good example is if we get a reversal, that would be a short signal. We wouldn't use our personal dots. We would use these trail dots right here to get into any reversal. We want to give this trade as much time as possible to work itself out. These personal dots are simply for you to trail with. Okay, so we got into this long. We're looking for money management at 67.5 right there. Now, since we kind of adjusted into this entry because it started as a pop and pivot kind of, we would add those 4 ticks onto our target to get ourselves adjusted full target. Okay. But another rule, lots of rules, if we hit the system target, that lets us automatically start trailing. So we reduce risk on our big wave at the same time. So we really just want to tap this guy up here to money management. This could be a possible reversal. It has to break these trail dots for us to take this reversal. All right, kind of went the other way. That's good. We want it to come up to right here, 67.5. This short is still real. It still counts, but we wouldn't short until we break these trail dots. So let's get that money management, start reducing some of our risk. There we go. So we got our money management, right? Our system target is right here. So what happens when we hit system target? We're going to start trailing our big wave. Also, we add 4 ticks on top of this to give us our adjusted full. We just got adjusted full. Very nice. Oh, you can see my TA working in the background. I got target right there. So now this is where we want to be, again, trailing. Now you can trail with the system, or you can trail with the blue dots or whatever color you made your dots. So that's a pretty good move. It's kind of cheating right here because it shows my TA that's trading in the background. But we got target, and that was adjusted target. So very good. Very, very good. And again, we're just riding the coattails for whatever the market's going to give us. That's POQ, by the way. It's Friday. Everybody knows how I feel about POQ on a Friday. I love POQ1, so I go into the weekend with some ticks in my pocket. So if you're trailing with the personal dots, you're right here. If you're trailing with the system dots, you are right here. And that's going to be 2 POQ1s this morning. We still have the 10 o'clock, again, as an alternative trade time, right? Never risk profits from a previous trade time on a new trade time. Let's see where we're sitting right now. I guess I could just look at the TA. Let's get this in focus. All right, not doing so bad. Remember, we're at POQ1. If we were to get a reversal signal, it would be way down here. This would be our original. So we're not taking any more trades. Here's our short way down here, our long and our short, the 2 trades in the 5-minute window. Let's see if we're still in this to win this. All right, so if you used the personal trail dots, you got out right here. That's a good profit, okay? If you use the system, you're still in this. Still in it. Let me give it all this chart stuff. All right, we're still in this. Our 5-minute window is over. So that's the pattern, 9:30, 5 minutes, 9:45, 5 minutes. max 2 trades. It's the same thing over and over. We do have the 10 o'clock coming up here in a minute, but we'll do exactly the same thing. Okay, so we're still in this if you're using this system, trail dots. Okay, let's get over here. And we are still in this guy. So that's a home run. I mean, we're sitting at 91. This is going to be a home run for the 945. Very, very nice. We've had several home runs this week. I like that. And we haven't had any news. That's the crazy part. Except we know we're going to do tariffs and tweets and such. No government news. Very good. We're just kind of hanging out. There's a home run right there. 128, 129. I'll have to post it. Nobody else is. So I'm going to do that. Of course, everyone knows 945 is one of my favorite trades. So I do trade it live and through the TA and all that. Cool. All right, we're getting ready for the 10 o'clock in 7 minutes. You're in this 945 on the RTY. Would you want to go against what your profits are hitting right now? No. So 10 o'clock, just demo trade it in a sim if you're in a PA. But you're in a good run right this moment. You wouldn't want to mess with that by trading at 10 o'clock. But we'll get over here to the 10. What are we going to do? We're going to mark up some pivots. Remember, never trade off of my screen. I've been known to have some lag. I've been known to not mark my pivots. Looks like the open is kind of a pivot right now. That's what that yellow line is. This is open. Cool. We're still in our 945 trade. Yeah, Brian, it wasn't nice for me. I dig the 931 and the 945, so I'm into those home runs. I love them. You had 2 yesterday. All right, when this bar closes, we're going to get a blue line. There's our potential for a setup. We're going to go minimum 4 ticks below that. So 0.2. We'd be in that short. It ticked into 0.2, just so you know. And we're looking for money management, which is right here. We don't do add-ons. We're looking for this money management at 68.1. We got it. So what are we going to do after this money management? We're going to take our fixed position, move it to -4 or closer, and wait for our full target right here, which it could have ticked you. I'm not sure if it did or not. Now maybe we have a contract sitting right here at 4 behind the setup, and then we still have our risk right here. We need it to close through right here. Unless you already got it, then you're safe. And come on, hit it a little bit harder. There you go. Perfect. So we got our full target. Now it looks like we adjusted 2 ticks to get into this. So right there, 0.4. We're good. I'm sorry, 4 ticks. 0.2, we're still good. So what did we do after we hit our target? We are going to start trailing our big wave right here. Now, if you have your personal dots in, that's what you're trailing. Okay, we don't take add-ons and stuff like that. Now, if the market comes back and gives us a long, what would we do? We wouldn't take that long until we broke these trail dots. Now, we have POQ1, so you would have to want to get POQ2 to take another trade. Okay, so the potential for a setup is right here. We wouldn't reverse this position until we broke these trail dots. We just want it to drop like a hot rock, ride these coattails. That's what we want to do. Right here would be our out. So we're out. Okay. If you wanted to try for POQ2, you would take this long that just broke those trail dots. Again, on a Friday, I'm a POQ1 kind of person, definitely. But valid setup. It's our 2 trade setups, 5-minute window. We're looking for money management at, oh my gosh, my eyes, 72.7. And we almost got it. There you go. There's money management. We're taking our fixed position, moving it to -4 behind the setup. We got our full target. We have an adjustment to make here. 2 ticks. So we got full target adjusted for POQ2. And we are trailing right here. Nice session. Lolly. Same rules. Just keep applying them, Lolly. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. And we're just trailing, right? Those are 2 trades in a 5-minute window. We can't take anymore. Our rules state 2 trades right here. We got a POQ on this one, and we got a POQ on this one. So we're good to go. All right, if you got questions, please throw them inside the chat. Let's see. Oh man, looks like TrendRider did a little bit. Got in over to here. Let's see if that's still in. It got out right here. That's a nice move. Did you get that one, Brian?
Yes, sir.
Nice. I do have a little FOMO on that. A little, not a whole bunch. That's a good move, straight up. And just in the time I was talking before, we hit highs and came down. So, NQ is a little fast little monster. Make sure that, you understand that before you start trading it. And again, trade on micros, work on that approach, work on moving your stops, moving your, different trades, marking the box. Oh, I didn't do that. I know most of you know how to do this, but for video purposes, I am going to mark some boxes. Let's just go over here to nothingness. All right, sweet. So that way the market's not moving around a whole bunch on me. And it's still going to move on me. All right, here's a box. That's so congested. All right. So for those of you who are newer watching this video or just started trading TrendRider, the indicator will print a box. Now we know that there was some up movement here, high of the day. This is probably a riskier trade, but we're going to go through the mechanics of marking these boxes for those quality setups. So the box prints on our screen. We're hunting. We're looking for a pullback. There's a pullback right there. So what we would do is we would note this. You don't have to circle it like me. And look where that leg came down and we got that pullback. Now we're looking for a 3-trader intent, same color, same direction, and it prints a setup for us. Okay, so that's our entry right here. It's below this pivot. That's our entry. We trade this the same way we would trade the 930, right? Two position approach, money management, full target. And then this red angle right here is called an in trend move. It had another qualified move. So this would have been a good look anyway, right here for the short. This in trend move gave this a little more credit, right? It's still pushing. Okay. So that's how we mark the boxes. We have our pullback. We're looking for that lightning bolt pattern. Here was another one. Here's an in trend move. Here's the short. We entered the short. We're looking for money management. We haven't stopped out. We got money management, full target, and trailer. I'm pretty sure Brian got that one too. So that's how we mark the boxes. It's the same on a long, right? It's the same methodology. Just trying to get in to these lightning bolt moves. That's what we're looking for, just like the example I showed over earlier. Let's see if we did anything else. We're out over here, which is fine.
Okay, there you have it. One of our recent sessions called Live in the Market. We do that every day, by the way. And so we have 3 different windows of opportunity starting at 9:30, 9:45, and 10 o'clock. And you got to see how each one of those windows played out for us today. We never know how much the market's going to move, but the key here is to put yourself in a position to capture that movement. So let me recap each of the start times this morning. So as you saw Mike call out this first trade sequence, this was a pop and pivot to the downside. So this isn't an executable trade for us, but the trade that was executable was the second setup and the long. Now let's recap the stats on that, how much that actually produced for us as a trader. This is the Russell 2000 Index Futures. If you're not familiar with futures, they're very easy to trade, and the very cool thing is that we can go long and short no matter which direction the market is going. Now the result of this trade, as far as what it produced in profit, was 7.5 points, $375 if you're trading 1 and 1. Now if you want to trade 2 and 2, once you're a little bit experienced, you can do that. And for the same exact effort, you would generate $750. That's for 2 minutes of your time. Now, you could simply be done on the day and call it quits, close your laptop and move on. Or you could move on to the other optional windows of opportunity that we have, the 9:45 and 10 o'clock. Let's cover the 9:45. This was the sweet spot of the day. And as you can see, as I mentioned early on, you want to put yourself in that position to capture as much of a move as possible. We never know how much that is going to be. And that's exactly what happened for the 9:45. Here was our setup to go long. And to recap, we had a short setup, but we didn't get into the trade because we use these trail dots as confirmation. When we're in a trade initially, we're going to ask for more confirmation on the second setup in the sequence. And that's exactly what Mike did in today's sequence. That kept us in the trade up to this exit on the trail. This is the trail stop, by the way, and it contained that price action nicely all the way up for 106 ticks on the big wave position. In this example, you can see the big wave position actually kind of is the bigger number, and the fixed position pales in comparison to the big wave. So again, it's all about putting yourself in that position to capture the move. On this trade, the numbers come in at 13 points total and $655 if you're trading 1 and 1. And if you want to trade 2 and 2, then it would be double of that, $1,300 for 13 minutes of your time on this specific trade. And let's recap the 10 o'clock here. Now, in this situation, we didn't get a move, and that's fine. Again, as I pointed out, it's all about putting yourself in a position to capture a move. We never know when that's going to come. But this isn't a terrible result. We get fixed position in both situations. And the big wave is going to give up a little bit. So a lot of times I'll get the question from traders like, Brian, I'm just going to trade the fixed position and forget the big wave. No, you don't want to do that. And here's the reason why back here. So not a bad result here. We had an opportunity to take 2 trades. This was our first trade setup, as you can see. It got the fixed target. Big wave gives back about 14 ticks. And the second trade was a fixed target, and the big wave gave back about 7 ticks. Total of that sequence was 2.7 points, $135, or 270 if you're trading 2 and 2. Now, here's the number that I want to point out on the session. Really, really good, solid number on all 3 of those windows of opportunity. You would have captured 23.2 points, $1,160 trading 1 and 1, or $2,320 trading 2 and 2 for 30 minutes of your time overall, from 9:30 to 10 o'clock, a little bit after 10 o'clock. Not bad. And if you're an individual that has, a constraint on your time, you're looking for a strategy that can get in, get out, get done, the high velocity wave trader might be a strategy for you. Thanks for your time. If you have any questions, you want to reach out, and happy to talk to anybody. If you have questions, reach out to info@netpicks.com, info@netpicks.com. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next video.
Everything discussed here is our opinion, and it is not to be taken as investment advice because we are not your financial advisor, nor have we considered your personal situation as your fiduciary. This presentation is for your education and entertainment only. Please review NetPicks' full risk disclaimer and privacy policy.